Hello viewers, welcome to Mr. David channel. I hope you guys enjoyed the last video on Common Entrance Series 1. Today we'll be looking at Series 2. If you do enjoy Series 1, press the like button and also share with friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Today is still Common Entrance. We're going to focus on this is Series 2, and like I said, my content are intentional to make you pass any exam you ever registered for. Let's go. It has been grouped into 3 stages, as you all know, in Series 1: simple, the medium, and the hard. Without much of talk, let's get started. Question 1 said, which of the following is an obtuse angle? What is an obtuse angle? An angle that is more than 90 but less than 180. And the only thing that is more than 90 but less than 180 here is D, 127. And that is it. Moving on to question 2. Each side of a regular heptagon is 5 centimeters long. Find the perimeter. Heptagon is a 7-sided shape. So because it's a 7-sided shape, and then we're told that each side is 5, so you just multiply by 5, and that will give you 35 centimeters. Boom. Moving on to question 3. How many degrees does the hour hand of a clock move through 4 to what? 10. So all you need to do is to imagine your clock. This is 12, this is 6, this is 3, this is 9. Fill it up. 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, and 11. So we are told that it moves from 4 through to 10. From 4 to 10. So if you count the build up, you have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And each of those is 30 degrees. So you are doing 30 times 6. And that will give you 180. In case you are wondering how did I come about 30, sum of angle in a circle is 360. And then this angle has been sectioned into 12 units. So to find from one number to another, all you do is 360 divided by what? 12. 360 divided by 12. And that will give you what? 30. And that's how I got 30 degrees. So the answer is what? A. Moving on to question 4. If Amarachi, Chinaza, and Shalom say I to each other once, how many times would I be said? There are 3 in number, so just multiply 3 times 2, and that will give you 6. That's a shortcut to go about it. Or you may want to model it like this is Amarachi, this is Chinaza, this is Shalom. This is the first I, label it number 1. Second I, label it number 2. Third I, label it number 3. The fourth I, label it number 4. Then from Chinaza to Shalom, 5. From Shalom to Chinaza, that's 6. And that is how we got our 6. So it's just to count the number of people, step it down by 1. The number of people, which is 3, step it up by 1 times 2. You have your answer as 6. Moving on to question 5. Which numeral is in the 10th position? 10th. This is unit, and this is 10th position. You have 0. That is what? A. Moving on to the second stage, which is the medium stage. Question 6 is 4 men walking 8 hours a day can do a piece of work in 5 days. Find how many men a day, how many men, so we're looking find how many hours, rather, how many hours a day. So we know this is what we're looking for. 2 men, 2 men, 2 men, 2 men would have to work to finish the work in 8 days. In 8 days. All right, so we have modeled it. So this is complete. You compare it with the one that is not complete. This also is complete. You compare with what is not complete, and that is how you break a compound proportion into simple proportion. So you have 4 men to 8 hours, 2 men to question mark. Later we come and put a comment. Let's write the other complete side. 5 days to 8 hours, then 8 days to question mark. Now, if 4 men can get a job done in 8 hours, then 2 men definitely will spend more time because they are fewer, so they will spend more time to get it done. 5 days, I could get a job done by working 8 hours. So if I want to get it done in 8 days, definitely I'll reduce the number of hours that I'm working each day. So it will be for less. So now let's go. Whatever you have commented is what you're writing. You said more, right? So between these two, which one is more? 4 out of what? 2. Here you said less. Between those two, which one is less? That is 5 out of what? 8. Then you multiply by what is common to both of them, 8 hours. Then don't forget the units. So 8 cancel 8. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. And when you multiply 2 times 5, that will give you 10 hours. And that is our answer, A. Moving on to question 7, simplify. The trap behind this is that students would be quick to just start the addition, but this is board mass, and in board mass we have 3 signs there, which is plus, negative, and off. So the one that comes first in the hierarchy of what? Board mass is what? Off. So I'm going to deal with the off first, but don't forget, just keep repeating this other number. We know we don't need it, but we don't want to lose it. So 3 cancel 3 here, so you're left with what? 1/5. Because off is what? Multiplication. Now you can find the LCM. The LCM of 6, 12, 5. You can rule that out or just recite the multiple of the biggest denominator. 6 times 1, 6. 12 times 1, that is 12. 6 can go there. 12 times 2, that's 24. On and on until you get to what can go, which is 60. 60 can divide 6 without remainder. 60 can divide 12 without remainder. 60 can divide 5 without remainder, and that is why it's the LCM. But if you don't understand this, you can always rule your line. Just be fast so that you will end up finishing in good time. All right, so 60 divided by 6, that is 10 times 1, 10. 60 divided by 12, that is 5. You multiply by what is at the top, still 5. 60 divided by 5, that's 12 times 1, you have 12. So by the time you subtract or simplify, that's 10 plus 5, that's 15. 15 minus 12, that is 3/60. Then 3 is actually common, and you have 3 in 3, 1, 3 in 60, you have 20. So your answer is 1 out of 20. That's B. Moving on to question 8. Kobe's average mark on 7 tests was 80. Stop there and get your information ready. So they gave you average, they gave you number, The average is actually 80. The number of tests is 7. And when you multiply 7 times 0, you have 0. 7 times 8, you have 56. And that is your sum. Am I communicating? I guess so. All right. They said he scored a test. He scored a total of 486 marks on his first six. So meaning the sum of his score on his first 6 tests is what? 486, while this one is for sum of 7. So now they're asking for the score on the 7th test. So it's just to take the difference. So you have 560 minus 486. 0 minus 6, not possible. Borrow 1 from here, you have 5. The 1 come here as 10. 10 minus 6, you have 4. Borrow 1 from here, you have 4. And that's 15. Minus 8, that will give you 7. So your answer is 74. I hope it's clear. Moving on to question 9. How many vehicles are there in the village? How many vehicles are there in the village? We have car, which is 40. We have a van, which is 60. We have truck, which is 100. When you add everything up, you have what? 200. And that is it. Moving on to question 10. What is the area of the shaded triangle? Area of a triangle is equal to base times what? Height over 2. And look at the base. If here is 20, here 2 will be 20. And the height, if here is 6, here 2 will be what? 6. So the shaded triangle, we have all the information. The base is 20, the height is 6 over 2. 2 here 1, 2 here, you have 10. And when you multiply, you have 60 centimeters squared. And that's C. Moving on to the last stage, which is the add stage. Like I said, I call it add stage, but we will make it the simplest form. My idea of add is probably the time you spend to solve it is different from the first section, but not like the question is really hard. And then follow me closely as we break it into a simpler or the simplest form you can ever think of. Number 11, they said the average age of a group of 14 boys as a number is exactly 14 years. That's the average. So they gave you average to be 14 years, and you have the number also to be what? 14. So you can find your sum by multiplying. 4 times 4 is 16, carry 1, 4 times 1, 4 plus 1, and that is 5. 1 times 4 is 4, and 1 times 1 is 1. So you multiply, you add up rather. You have 6, you have 9, you have 1, and that is the sum for the 14 boys. They now said if another boy aged 15 years, 3 months join the group, that means the sum will increase. So we can now find the sum of 15 boys now, 15 boys. And the sum of 15 boys will now be what it was before, and the new person that joined, that's 15 years and 3 months. So when you add up all of this, what you get is still 3 months, and in terms of the year, 6 plus 5, 11, carry 1, 10, 11, carry another 1, and that's 2. So this is what we have as a sum of 15 boys. Now, the last statement said, find the new average. We're looking for average. An average is sum over number. That's the formula for average. So the sum is what we have up there, which is 211 years, 3 months. While the number is what? 15, because one person joined, so they are now 15. Now, carefully, you have to be sure that 15 can go in 211 and also 3 months. But it doesn't seem correct. So what to do is that you can step the years down by 1. And if you step it down by 1, meaning you're borrowing 1 year, when you borrow 1 year, you add it to the month. So if I borrow 1 year, I'm left with 210 years. And then the 1 year will turn to what? 12 months. And already you have 3 months. 12 plus 3, that will give you 15 months. Now you can now divide by what? 15. Since we are sure 210 is divisible by what? 15 to get the years passed. Then the 15 months is also divisible by what? 15. Here we already have 1. Then here, let's use 5. 5, or if you want me to use 3. 3 in the 15, you have 5. 3 here, you have 7 and 0. Then 5 here, 1. 5 here, you have 14. So your answer is 14 years and then 1 month. And that is the answer. 14 years, 1 month. So your answer is A. Moving on to question 12. One number, I don't know the number, let me title it Y, is 6 times another, I don't know the other number, let's call it X. And their difference, that's Y minus X, is equal to what? 30. That's all. So, but this is just substitution. Anywhere you set your eyes on what? Y. Replace it with what? 2X. And that's exactly what I'm going to do here. So instead of writing Y here, I'm going to write 6X minus X equal to 30. And that will give me 5X equal to 30. Then you divide both sides by 5. And when you divide both sides by 5, you have X equal to what? 6. But be careful. The question says the larger number. You see why I put it difficulty is not just in the solving, but being careful because of the trap around the question make it difficult. Because a lot of students will just stop here and pick their 6. But the question says the larger. And the larger one, this is it. The larger one is 6 times the smaller one, which is 6 times 6. And you have what? 36, and that's a C. Moving on to question 13. A farmer cleared 1/3 of his land. So what he has cleared, fraction cleared is 1/3 of his land. He employed a laborer who cleared 3/4 of the remainder. Pause, because there's a remainder there. So go and find your fraction remaining. And the fraction remaining will give you, because in fraction, whole is always 1 minus the part you have cleared, and then that will give you 2/3. Shortcut as regards how we got 2/3. Denominator minus numerator. When it comes to 1 minus any fraction, just do denominator minus numerator, meaning 3 minus 1, you have 2/3. And that's settled. So keep this aside, or better still, you circle it. Now read the question again. They said he employed a laborer to clear. So what the laborer fraction, the laborer clear is 3/4 of the remainder. And what's the remainder? 2/3. So 3 cancel 3, 1, 1. 2 here 1, 2 here 2. So you're left with 1/2. Now they say what fraction of the land remain uncleared. So we're looking for fraction uncleared. Now do we go about that? Like I said, whole is always 1. The part the farmer clear is 1/3. The part the laborer clear is 1/2. And that is all you're doing. So when you find the LCM of 132, the LCM is 6. 6 divided by this 1 times 1 is 6. 6 divided by 3 is 2 times 1. That's 2. 6 divided by 2 times 1, that will give you 3. And when you subtract 6 minus 2, that's 4. 4 minus 3, that's 1 out of 6. So your answer is 1 over 6. Are we together? So the option E is missing, which is 1 over 6. Is that clear? All right, so moving on to the next question, number 14. If Mrs. Jane is now 3 times that of her daughter. If Mrs. Jane is now 3 times that of her daughter. So look at it. Let me just call Jane 3 times that of her daughter, D for daughter. And her daughter, this is actually now. And her daughter was 10 years or 3 years ago. So for the 3 years ago, daughter was what? 10. So now we are 100% sure. Fast forward, the daughter will now be 10 plus 3, because we're talking about now. So Mrs. Jane will be 3 times 13, and that will give you what? 39. And that is our answer, D. Moving on to the last question. A trader bought 20 eggs for 80 kobo a dozen. 80 kobo a dozen. So 1 dozen equal to 80 kobo. So 20 dozen will be more, and as the more is 20, the less is 1 times 80 kobo. 2 times 8, you have 16. Add a 20, and you can also change it back to naira by dividing by 100. So you have 16 naira. And I'm done with the first statement. The second statement said if 40 got broken. Don't forget, this is cost price. So for the selling price, 40 got broken. And then we understand that they bought there are 12 eggs rather in 1 dozen. And they bought 20 dozen. So for the 20 dozen, we are 100% sure that it's going to be lots of egg, more. So the calculation will be 20 over 1 times 12 eggs. And that will give you 24, 0, that's 240 eggs. And then we're told that 40 got broken, so you have to subtract. And when you do that, you are left with 200 eggs. And these 200 eggs are said, and the remainder at 4 kobo each, meaning you multiply by 4 because each of them is 4 kobo. And 4 times 2, that's 8. Add your 0, don't forget your kobo. Again, you can change to naira by dividing by 100, and that will give you 8. So looking at the cost price, which is 16, and the selling price, which is 8, you can tell that this is a loss. On account of that, you can cancel anything that relates to profit. So your answer is between B and D. So the loss is when your cost price is more than your selling price. And that is 16 naira minus 8 naira. And that will give you 8 naira. But the final question is find the profit or loss percent. So we know we're looking for percentage loss. And the formula is what? Loss over cost price times 100%. And what is a loss? The loss is 8 naira. The cost price is 16. Then you multiply by 100%. 8 here, you have 2. So yeah, you are 50. So my answer is 50 degree. So it's a loss and it is 50 degrees. So D is the answer. So B is wrong. I hope you enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to subscribe so that you can see more of this video when I make another. Like, share to your friend, share to your family that struggle with math. Mr. David will make it that easy and friendly to them. Thank you and bye for now.